Hi everyone. Like Winnabelle, I'm going to have 3 poems each about a different person. The first one's going to be about myself. It's called Inside. The bones inside my body have a PhD in mechanical engineering. For weeks after I broke my arm, my severed ulna sprouted a baby bone bridge that reached across waterways to connect our peoples again. Later, when I punched a tree and dislocated knuckle to wrist, the former ultimately found its way back home. This is not to say my body is a home. Home is something else altogether. But back to my body. My spine, a didgeridoo, my hips, a Vienna horn, and the music my body makes branded as classical mood disorder. A mood too focused on things stuck inside. Bones as pet store goldfish. Bones as boxes in the crawl space. And sometimes my body can't sleep. Sometimes the sponge that is my brain inside the skull that is my head remembers that hands are skeletons all their own. 27 bones resting next to my pillow. A figure I thought would have been a prime number, but it isn't. And yet these metacarpals could teach AP algebra if they had to. Would ask you to solve for X when X is a boneyard of 4 arms. And by adulthood, humans are left with 206 bones, though we are born into the world with 64 more of them inside of us. It's not that 64 bones just disappear. Bones fuse together. They become stronger. As in, my depression was a bone, and my anxiety was a bone, and now they are one ball of stress inside my one swollen throat. And so finally, the prime number I was searching for, stronger now and ready to solve whatever equation you throw its way. Next one's about my grandfather who's been suffering from dementia. It's called My Grandfather, a Cézanne's The Garden of Vallier. And so how can the mind, so vast and intricate, one day forget where to bathe, or how to breathe, or recall what the and recall what happened to the perm-haired girl the mind and body had loved so dearly. And so dearly the mind, an object which can pick up dust, but allows for taste and smell and language, furnishing meanings for words like fruit and foxglove, or the French word moutons, meaning sheep, but also meaning clusters of dust in the corner, bundles of filth one can pick up from the floor and spit out as a forgotten wife's golden curls. And this is called I Want to Hold My Boyfriend's Hand, and it's from this gorgeous little book. I want to hold my boyfriend's hand. I want to hold his hand most in the summers when we're walking, when the air is sea salt and caramel, when hours have passed since either of us has wanted to kill the other. Which would probably be yesterday if I think about it, when you stormed out of the ice cream parlor and made me walk through all those bodies on the boardwalk to find you, even though you know how anxious I get maneuvering my body around other bodies that are not yours. Neither of us is threatened to leave the other today. And when we woke in the guest room with a duvet twisted like a festive ribbon at our feet, it felt like a small celebration. Because for 9 years we've slept in separate beds, have told ourselves it's because of rival sleep patterns. Because sleeping together is just another social concept we are not giving into. Because we're free thinkers, free people, free to occupy our own spaces on our own respective sides of the apartment. And when I think about marriage, I think about how long we've waited, and the ring that has already been purchased and presented but only worn once, twice. Because you're sorry, but you just don't like how claustrophobic small pieces of metal make you feel. That's what you said before shoving the ring away in a room that is not my room or our room, but a bedroom on the other side of the apartment. And this is exactly what I tried to keep from thinking about. Because today there was only one room to wake up in, and we woke up in it together, then headed to a place that was not a room at all, but an entire afternoon with enough room in it for the both of us.